I was born into silence. Not because I couldn't speak, but because nobody listened. In Umuchukwu, our quiet fishing village tucked deep in the southeastern coast of Nigeria, being poor meant being invisible. And being the daughter of a poor woman who sold roasted fish on banana leaves by the roadside meant I might as well have been a shadow. My name is Chisom. I was 12 the day my life changed. Not because I found fortune or favor. Changed because I drowned. Or at least, I was supposed to. It was the middle of the rainy season, and the ocean had been angry for days. Mama warned me not to go near it, but I didn't listen. I was trying to find shells I could clean and sell. We needed the money. Her cough had worsened, and the herbalist said the roots that could heal her were too expensive. I tiptoed across the slippery rocks barefoot, the cold wind slicing through my thin wrapper. The sky above roared, thunder rattling through the clouds like war drums. Then it happened. One massive wave, taller than the palm trees, rose like a monster and crashed into me. Fell. I was gone. Followed. Underwater everything was soundless. But bright. I saw blue like I'd never seen before. And just as my lungs began to scream, I felt arms, strong, sure, and warm. They wrapped around me gently. Through the blur I saw him. Boy, no, a man. His upper body looked human, but his skin shimmered like wet bronze. His hair was like strands of green seaweed, braided back into a crown. But below his waist was a magnificent tail that sparkled like 1,000 fish scales in the sun. I would later know his name was Zazim, and that he was not from this world. When I woke up, I was in my mother's bed. They said a fisherman found me washed ashore, unconscious. But I remembered what I saw. I knew the truth. Nobody believed me. They laughed and said I must have swallowed seawater and started hallucinating. Even Mama thought I was just shaken. But I knew. So I returned. Night after night, I snuck away and sat by the rocks where it happened, whispering to the waves. And one evening he came. He emerged quietly from the water, his eyes cautious. "You called me," he said in a deep voice that vibrated through my bones. "Why?" I stared at him in awe. "You saved my life." He nodded. "It's forbidden for us to interfere, but I couldn't let you die." "Why?" I asked. He didn't answer, just looked at me with those glowing green eyes and said, "Because you listened to the sea. Most humans never do." From then on, we became secret friends. I would bring him groundnut and tell him about my mother's sickness, the way the villagers looked at us like we were filth. He would tell me about his world under the water, Aquaniok, a secret kingdom ruled by elders and guided by ancient ocean laws. He wasn't allowed to speak to humans. "We call your kind Aluata, the land breathers. We are not meant to interfere with your world. If my elders find out, I will be punished." "Then why keep coming back?" I asked. His eyes softened. "Because I see you. And you see me." He brought me gifts. Shells that sang when you held them close, stones that glowed in the dark, and once a bracelet made of twisted coral. "It's called memory coral," he explained. "If you ever need me again, hold it tight and call my name." Became my most prized possession. 3 years passed. I was 15. Zazim remained the same, unchanged, ageless. But life around me grew heavier. Mama's health declined. Her lungs wheezed at night. The local herbalist could no longer help. The clinic in town said she needed urgent treatment in the city. I cried myself to sleep that night. Then I remembered the bracelet. I ran to the shore. "Zazim!" I shouted into the wind. "Please! I need you!" He came. He always came. This time he looked troubled. "You shouldn't call unless it's life or death." "It is," I sobbed. "She's dying. Have nothing left. No money. No help." He hesitated, then reached into the small pouch strapped to his side and brought out a round object, pearly white and glowing with soft blue light. "This is a tide pearl," he said. "Rare. Powerful. It is not meant to leave the ocean. But I give it to you. What's it worth? To the right buyer. Enough to change your life. But beware. Ocean gifts come with eyes. Use it for good." I sold it to a traveling gem trader in Onitsha who gasped when he saw it. He paid me more money than I'd ever seen. Mama got the treatment she needed. We moved out of our leaking mud house into a small bungalow. I started a small business selling seafood from local fishermen. People marveled at our miracle. They didn't know the truth, but others suspected. The villagers began to talk. Some said I had joined a marine cult. Others claimed I had husband in the water. Even my friends began to keep their distance. I became the girl who spoke to the sea. I ignored them until one night everything collapsed. A jealous girl from the village, Ngozi, had followed me. She saw me talking to Zazim by the moonlit shore. And she told everyone. The next day a mob came. They dragged me from my shop, beat me, and accused me of witchcraft. Mama begged them, but they wouldn't listen. They took me to the shrine of the chief priest, and he declared, "If she is innocent, let her call this Manmaid again before us all." I didn't want to. I knew it would expose him. But I also couldn't keep living under this shame. So I stood at the ocean, bruised and barefoot, and whispered into the tide, "Zazim, I need you." The sky darkened. The waves split. Zazim emerged, not as the calm boy I knew, but as something more. His tail shimmered like silver lightning, and his eyes glowed with ancient power. He rose from the ocean and floated above the water, his voice booming like thunder. "You harm her, yet she harmed no one."
People screamed. Some fell to their knees. Others ran. The chief priest collapsed in fear. Zazim looked at me, sadness written all over his face. "I have broken the law. I showed myself to save you. But now I must return. Forever." "No," cried. But he shook his head. "The sea has claimed me." And with one last look, he vanished into the waves. Life went on. Slowly the fear faded. The villagers kept their distance now, some out of fear, others out of guilt. I was alone again, but something had changed in me. I stopped fearing the ocean. Instead, I started helping others. I used the wealth Zazim's pearl brought me to build a health center. I paid school fees for orphans. I taught girls how to read and fish. And soon the village began to call me the Ocean Daughter. But my heart was still with him. I often went to the sea and sat for hours, hoping. 10 years passed. I was 25, a respected woman, but never married. Then one night something strange happened. A boy from the village, Hugo, had gone missing during a storm. The tide had taken him. People said he was dead. But I felt it, deep in my bones, that the ocean was holding him. So I ran to the shore with the memory bracelet still tied around my wrist. I clutched it tight and whispered, "Zazim!" Nothing happened. Cried, shouted, fell to my knees. And then, A glowing shape rose from the waves. Not Zazim, but a woman, elegant and tall, with eyes like sapphires and hair like silk. "You are the girl he loved," she said. "Where is he?" cried. She pointed to the tide. "Punished, banished beneath. But he still listens." And then I heard it. "Chisom," his voice. "Take the child," the sea lady said. She dropped Hugo, soaked but breathing, into my arms. Then she vanished. Hugo lived. He told the whole village how the sea lady with glowing eyes had saved him and whispered, "You are safe because of the girl who listens." From that day, the people no longer feared me. They respected me. They built a statue by the shore in my honor. Chisom, the ocean daughter. But I didn't care for statues. I only cared for one thing. The echo of Zazim's voice in the wind. Because even though the waves no longer bring him to me, every tide carries a memory. And sometimes when the moon is full, I see a glimmer beneath the waves. Still watching, still waiting, still loving. Then,